Think about a specific disruptive behavior you regularly encounter in your classroom and how you've addressed that behavior. In this video series, you're being invited to shift your focus toward responding with compassion, connection, and empowerment in the classroom. Clearly, disruptive behaviors detract from an ideal learning environment for everyone. In previous videos, we've looked at adverse childhood experiences and their impact on the brains and behaviors of students, and we've explored strategies to respond with compassion to those behaviors. The reality is that most of us regularly encounter disruptive behaviors in the classroom. Let's look at some progressive strategies that have the potential to transform our learning environment. We'll refer to these specific levels of intervention as the 7 C's of addressing disruptive classroom behaviors: compassion, connection, clarity, closeness, choice, circles, and comments. Let's begin at the base of the pyramid. Understanding the effects of trauma on a student's brain and behavior allows us to respond compassionately to unexpected reactions, since trauma is a normal response to an abnormal experience. Compassion drives us to work on our assumptions and reactions. It allows us to step back and separate ourselves and our ego and determine what is about us and what isn't. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with this student?" we begin wondering, "What has happened to this student?" Compassion encourages us to become curious, not furious. Instead of asking a struggling student, "Why did you do that?" we ask, "What do you need, and how can I help?" The foundation of connection is, "I see you, and you have value." Connecting means seeing disruptive students as they deserve to be seen, as having inherent worth apart from their adverse experiences, labels, or behaviors. Being a caring, connected adult does not mean lowering expectations of our students. Instead, we recognize the unique strengths of each student and offer a safe, secure, sustained relationship while providing accountability that enhances the protective relationship. It's important that all students have a clear understanding of classroom expectations. A first step toward clarity is modeling the behaviors we expect from students. It's important also to acknowledge that it can be challenging for students when every teacher has a separate, often contradictory set of expectations. However, this challenge offers a powerful opportunity to prepare students for their adult lives when different contexts call for different behaviors. Clarifying expectations begins with collectively determining the expectations and inviting collaborative accountability. Expectations are more powerful than rules. Expectations allow you to create the kind of classroom environment you believe is best for students. Expectations also provide opportunities for developing critical thinking. A set of classroom rules might include no cell phones, no food, and no talking during work time. Expectations, instead, might include engage in productive work, maintain a safe and clean environment, and share space respectfully. These expectations allow the teacher to ask students open-ended questions instead of making demands. Rather than stating, "Put your cell phone away," we could ask, "How could you more effectively engage in productive work right now?" Try to incorporate common language from programs or curricula your school has adopted in your classroom expectations. For example, if your school displays the 6 pillars of character, consider including classroom expectations that define how to demonstrate respect, responsibility, and caring. Visibly post classroom expectations. You could even invite a student to participate in creating a poster or a classroom display of the expectations. See if the art teacher or graphics design instructor would be willing to allow students to use classroom expectations in an assignment. Many disruptive behaviors can be avoided simply through proximity. Staying close by moving around the room and standing near students whose behavior is disrupting others can go a long way in minimizing those behaviors. Once you've collectively established classroom expectations, you can objectively observe when an expectation is not being met and offer students choice. Instead of beginning with, "You need to," try asking what the student thinks should happen as a result of the behavior. For younger students, you could offer 2 choices for consequences and allow the student to decide. Older students might be given greater flexibility in determining an appropriate consequence. Referrals to the office should be used as a last resort. In reality, removal from the classroom often provides an easy way out for disengaged, struggling students. Since our goal should be to keep students in the classroom where they are contributing to and benefiting from the learning environment, classroom circles can be an effective strategy. Circles allow you to hold students accountable to classroom expectations without losing a member of the learning community. Circles invite shared power and responsibility, and they provide a context for more fully grasping how one's choices impact others. Restorative circles are a tool for addressing specific issues or concerns in the classroom. In a restorative circle, students and the teacher are seated in a circle. The facilitator, either the teacher or a trained peer facilitator, identifies the key concern being addressed and then sets expectations for participation in the circle. Students then share what bothers them about the behavior, and the facilitator asks follow-up questions. Students have the opportunity to hold one another accountable and to express how the behavior impacts them personally. The circle ends with a discussion about next steps and a review of the solution decided on by the students. The final tool, comments, is the crown jewel of strategies for addressing disruptive behaviors. In fact, it's so important, we won't have time to discuss it here. In our next video, we'll explore a powerful strategy for addressing disruptive behaviors, which is intentional comments. We'll see you then.